Lisa's married to not one, but two guys on Love After Lockup, and Stan, her new man, is not one of those guys. Y'all, you will not believe it. Love After Lockup was on a day or so ago, and I'm telling you, this is the best show to ever be made of all time. We got to finally meet Lisa in real life, and I'm not trying to harp and be rude and be negative and the whole 9 yards. I'm really not. But let me tell y'all what, she looks different. Not ugly. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying she's ugly or anything, so please do not take my words and twist it. I'm just saying from the pictures that we saw that Stan showed us and all his friends in the locker room and all that crap, the stupid little pixelated pictures of him and Lisa, okay, no. She looks nothing like that. Like, literally, there's a picture we got to see that Stan showed us, and in a couple seconds, like right now, I'll show you guys a picture of what she actually looks like. Literally nothing. The amazing thing is, I have to give credit for Lisa, though, is she was not hiding, she was not holding anything back. She told Stan, listen, I look completely different. My head is completely shaped. I look like my brother. I have gained weight. And that's just the reality. She looks completely different. But, you know, that's regardless of the fact. Like I said, we got to finally meet Lisa. She got out of prison. She got released. Stan was ecstatic. You could see, though, Stan was like, oh my God. I feel like he was honestly... I think he was so shocked by how different she looked. But he also didn't want her to know that. So he was putting on this stupid show of like, she's beautiful, I love her. But it's like, you could just see... I think he was a little bit thrown off because she just looked different. I'm not saying ugly. She just looked flat out different, like a totally, like not the same person whatsoever. Like even like her face, like everything just looked totally different. So that was like really strange to see. But she got out. He was all lovey-dovey, weird. Stan's the biggest weirdo. I'm sorry if you like Stan. He's weird. He is very weird. He has all these things that he's talking about, and I'm not even gonna comment on. That's just weird, and he's just gives me, I don't know. It's creepy, and the creepier thing too, honestly, is you can just see Lisa's with this guy for one reason only, and that's the money. She has no money. She has nowhere to go. It sounds like she has basically no family that can help, you know, support her, and she needs someone that can support her. So she basically just found Stan. He has some money, and she's going with him. It's sad, but that's just the reality. And she even said it. She said, I'm honestly more interested in women, but because I met Stan, I'm staying with Stan. So it's like she doesn't like the guy whatsoever. So yes, Lisa got out. It was awkward. It was weird. And honestly, guys, it just got way worse because Lisa's son called, who... He's older-ish, like in his early 20s, maybe even like 18, 19, 20, something like that. He just called Lisa and said, hey, you know, mom, because it is her mom. And if you don't know, Lisa's been in and out of jail for years and years and years. So basically, she had probably very little, you know, to do with raising him. And he just called and said he feels like he has no one to turn to. He feels like he has no one, which is probably the truth. And Stan just said, like, cut the guy off or something. So when I heard that, we already heard all Stan's all weird, you know, imaginary dreams and crap with Lisa. That was just like barf. Then when he said to cut off Lisa's kid, I go, you know what? This guy could be a complete deadbeat, the kid, but you can't, to me at least, you can't cut off your kids. So that was just that was so not cool. I was like, when I heard that, I was just like, dude, you crossed so many lines. And Lisa even was like, you want me to cut off my kid? So yeah, I was not, when I heard that, I was like, Stan, dude, you are not, at least the way it came out, that's not something that a good person would ever say. So we got to see Stan and Lisa. But y'all, like I was saying, the craziest thing with Lisa isn't that she looks completely different. It isn't that, you know, Stan wanted her to cut off her kid. It's that she's married not once, but twice. She went on the show, came out and just publicly said it. You know, I'm married to two people. She got married. I got married to one guy. He had a whole situation. Sadly, he passed away. It was a very awful relationship, so that happened. Then she married another guy. It was a god-awful relationship, and it sounds like she thought they were divorced, so they're done. Then she married another guy, and she didn't realize that the last marriage was still, you know, I guess in act, and so now she's married to two separate people. So she literally is running around openly telling Stan all this stuff, how she's married to two people, and this, and the whole thing, it looks completely different, and Stan is still just, you know, waiting, and just can't believe that he's with her. He's so happy and weird and cringy, so I don't even know what to think. It is just absolutely insane. And then we got to meet a new couple. We got to meet, I think her name's Anissa. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation, but I think it's Anissa and Jeff. Yes, we got to finally meet them. Actually, no. We got to meet her. We're not going to meet Jeff. We got to see Jeff, pictures of him, but we never actually got to meet him. And for all we know, the guy could be fake because Anissa, well, let's just go with Anissa. She's never met him either. And so they've been talking for like 11 years now. He's been in and out of jail several times. That's kind of the sad thing. It's like this guy just like saved her contact info, but she was married, a very nice guy, and she was saying he was a very nice guy. He was younger than me. She was 29, he was 19. Kind of weird, but he was very nice. He was such a sweet gentleman guy, but he was kind of boring. She got sick, which is just so sad for all, you know, us nice guys out there. Just kidding. But it is just like, dude, now, okay, you had a nice guy, you were married, you were happy, and it wasn't, well, crazy enough, so now you gotta go and get some crazy guy in jail. It's like, this girl sounds like an idiot, but she met this guy online. They've been talking for 11 years. He's been in and out of jail 2 or 3 times, and even when he was out, he stood her up both times. So this is the 3rd time that he's going to be getting out of jail, and she believes this time he's actually going to be there for her. And if I had to guess, I would say what'll likely happen is he will probably stand her up. We did get to see a sneak peek clip of, Anissa waiting at the bus stop for him to come out. She had flowers, she had a sign, and it looked like Jeff was nowhere to be found, but there's a chance he could come up. They really gave me Angela and Tony vibes from a few seasons ago, where I could see him. There's a chance he shows up, but he's really kind of flaky and weird and just kind of comes and goes like how Tony was when at the beginning of their season on Love or Lockup. So we're going to have to wait and see. She was wedding dress shopping, which when I saw that, I was like, you're really at a wedding dress store looking for a wedding dress for a guy you've, 1, never met, and 2, have been stood up by now 2 times. Like, you're really looking for a wedding dress. So when I saw that, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. This is the dumbest thing. So we gotta see them. I'm hoping the guy is real, but there's also a chance, remember, there's a very good chance that he's a catfish. He could look like a different person. There's a lot of situations going on. He could maybe even, he could be totally different. So there's a lot of different possibilities, and it could get kind of ugly for Anissa. Then we got to meet Ray. We got to meet Brittany and Ray. We already know Brittany, but we got to finally meet Ray. Kind of a crazy story. They met on Facebook when he was in jail like 8 or 9 months ago, which is kind of like, what? But they met on Facebook. They've been talking, and I guess enough to kind of pursue a relationship. It seems kind of strange, because even the family was like, you've only been talking for like 8 months and you want to come to us to go. The whole thing's very weird, very strange. Brittany is just kind of entitled, honestly, that's all. We got to meet Ray, and she was just like talking down so much on the guy, but the guy came out and he had an incredibly hard childhood. He lost his mother. He got caught up in the life of just horrible things, and that's how he ended up in jail. It was really honestly sad to hear his story, and he was emotional telling it. Like, it wasn't like he was like, proud. He was emotional. He was not happy at all about it, and he seems the kind of guy that honestly, he would be open and willing and had everything around him to really change his surroundings in his life. He's got a great dad. He lost his mom, but he's got a great dad. His dad remarried, and his grandma is in his life. So it's like he's got a lot of things he could really rebuild on. Brittany, I don't know if she could help him or not. I think Brittany just wants a couple kids and to get married, and that's it. So I don't really know if Brittany's going to stick around, but this Ray guy seems like a real nice guy. He got out. Ray's, I guess, like stepmom kind of, or whatever you want to call it. It's probably more like his adopted mom, because like I said, mom passed away, so it's kind of like his real mom now in some ways. But she was kind of just like, Brittany, everyone was just kind of uncomfortable with the fact that Brittany was like going so crazy, when it's like, you've only known this guy for a couple months, and you probably only met him a couple times. Like, it's kind of weird. So that was it. We got to see Ray, and they're hauling the guy to the halfway house, and that's about it, and that's all we really know. I don't know if they stay together. I would more than likely bet that honestly Ray is probably just going to leave Brittany, because he's probably like, I really don't know you. We weren't talking for that long, and it was just kind of like a thing where we were just messaging and talking, and that was really it. So we shall see, but I highly, highly, highly doubt that Brittany and Ray will be together much long. But one couple we can just about confirm are officially done, and that would be Doug and Rachel. I don't want to say for sure, it's still kind of just rumor, but here's the deal. Basically, Doug got out of jail. Okay, him and Rachel did Lord knows what for however long. It was just kind of just disturbing to see. It's pretty stupid. The guy's really immature, honestly. All he wants to do is just the, stupid, immature romantic stuff. He doesn't want anything to do with the actual relationship. He just wants to just, that's all. That's all he really wanted. So they did that. He was happy. He was over the moon ecstatic. She ended up bringing him back to his house, or to her house, which I think is in Warren, Michigan, so it's way downstate. They're in Michigan. I think he was like up in the UP, and she was way by like Detroit, way down there. So it's like a 10 or 12 hour drive, really far. And so she ended up bringing him to her house. She's an engineer. She drives a Cadillac. She's got a real nice house, just a Midwest style house, real nice. And so, yeah, he just couldn't believe it. He just kept seeing money and dollar signs, and he didn't even know what to say, Doug. But he ended up getting back. They were talking. You can see it's weird. He kind of seems like a liar, and then she kind of just seems crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, she kind of just does. I had a big idea they're probably not gonna work out, but now we've heard a rumor that there are pictures circulating of Doug possibly with a new woman. I don't want to say yes or no. I don't know the story. I just want to kind of tease it and put it out there that there's a very good chance that those two are probably, more than likely, not going to be staying together much longer. And then last but not least, I think, is we got to see that one guy who is the strangest person in the whole world, and that would be Deonte and Nicole. Basically, Nicole got out of jail. She was acting like she wanted all this stuff. A complete con artist. There's no other word to describe her. She's a con artist. She's a liar. fraud, whatever you want to word it, I don't care. You guys can call me a jerk, and you know what? Honestly, I don't care. If you guys want to say that I hate her or something, I really don't. I mean, it's just that the reality is she told him all this crap, and yeah, I mean, you know what? Let me actually redact that, because we don't know what she told him. It seems like she is kind of a liar, but he kind of lied too. So here is the deal. Basically what happened was, when Nicole was in jail, Deonte was saying that she asked for this, and an AirPod, and an iPhone, and $1,000 in cash, and all this and the other, and all these gifts. But we never really heard from her, and we never really heard her kind of tell her side of the story. So maybe he just kind of made that up, and maybe she kind of mentioned it'd be nice to have these things. I think she probably did just twist his arm and say, I love you, I love you, I love you, buy me these things. But the second she got out, she was talking to another person, and it sounds like, I don't know for sure, but it sounds like their relationship took kind of a, separate direction turn pretty soon after this thing was filmed, because I believe they're both kind of doing their own thing now. But anyway, I didn't like her because he bought her all these gifts, and it sounded like she kind of twisted his arm and lied that she was in love with him, when it's like, you can see, she's not in love with him, she doesn't like him, she will barely even talk to the guy. But the only reason I'm going to defend her is Deonte ended up coming over to Nicole's mom's house. Nicole was doing stuff with her hair, she had to go wash it, she ended up walking away, so just Deonte and Nicole's mom talked, and that's when Deonte said, hey, by the way, we are engaged, and the mom was like, what? So she had no idea. So she went and talked to Nicole and said, you're engaged to that guy? And then, of course, Nicole went out there and said, why are you telling my mom that we're engaged? We are not engaged. And then so she shared her side of the story, that basically she just wanted a ring, not even just, she wanted a ring in general, and she just wanted to wear it and show it off in the prison or whatever, in jail, and then that was it. And so I guess Nicole kind of worded it like, because you're giving me a ring, we're practically like engaged now. And Deonte took that as, they're engaged. So because of that, if that's the truth, it's like, well, what was Nicole really saying to Deonte to get him to send her all these gifts and all this money? Maybe he was kind of just doing it more than she was actually asking, and she wasn't saying no, she just wasn't really begging for it. You know what I mean? So there might be more to that kind of story that we're not really hearing from Nicole. So I don't want to say I hate her and she's a complete liar, but the thing I will say is she was telling him, hey, I love you, you're my forever. But the second she got out, she was already texting other people, which to me is kind of like, ooh, yeah, Nicole, you definitely did do some lying. So loved her Lockup. I think I got all the couples. I may have possibly missed, I don't think so, but either way, loved her Lockup. That was the gist of it. Typical Loved Her Lockup fashion. It's only an hour long, so they only can show so much, and at the time they just show cliffhangers because it's like they never want to ever get to the point on this show. But I still love the show. Comment below what you guys think of everything that went down in the last episode. Hit the like button, hit the comments, with the share and subscribe button. Y'all better stay tuned for many more videos.